What is going on, y'all? Back here again with your Dope Thief episode 8, final check-in for Dope Thief. It's been a good series. It's been a good series, but after this episode, I don't know. There may be a season 2. Raymina, trademark and copyright. Don't steal my stuff, okay? Raymina is in the building, right? So we got rid of one partner and added another. And at the end of this episode, it's funny how Ray was not an official, like a fake DEA officer or whatever, but at the end of this episode, he felt like he was real DEA. So if there is a next season and we just top skip and all of a sudden he's a DEA officer, I'm gonna lose it. But he felt like what the end of this episode. Um, I'm going to touch on last episode. I wanted to give his own breathing room, but I just wasn't able to get to it with the holiday and such. So I'm going to talk about that. There were some things I felt like the series glanced over and just did not give enough time to. One of those being Bart's death. I just felt like they just bypassed that. Manny got a funeral, but we just bypassed. Bart didn't get no funeral. So I'm going to talk about that in just a second. And this one is going to be a little bit more long. I'm going to put a bit more effort into this. So please, guys, make sure to hit the like button one final time, man. And if there's a season 2, we definitely going to come back to it. I feel like if there's a season 2, I'll come back to it. But there are some things that has to be talked about with this series. 8 episodes was not enough. They needed like 2 more episodes to kind of, add a little bit more meat to it. There were some things missing from this thing. But I don't let that take away from my enjoyment of the show. Overall, I enjoyed the show. So those are kind of my overall thoughts as far as possible season 1. That's why I never put season 1 in my title, because I didn't think there was going to be another season, but there was a very open-ended ending. So let's talk about before I get into this episode, let's talk about last episode real quick. And I gotta bring up that picture, man. Hold on. I'm doing a little bit of here and there. And pop. All right, y'all, we're gonna go into a little bit of last episode here. I just love this shot of Ray. I didn't know what was going on at the end of episode 7. I'm trying not to say episode 9 because I'm so used to these going 10 episodes as far as streaming. Episode 7, we had the lead up to what was going on with all the characters. Son, yeah, he got down for the get down in that cell. So we saw Son do a little something. And I thought something was gonna happen to Manny's girlfriend. Just I like the way they did it, how they built it up. I thought something was gonna happen to her, but she just ended up running into Ray's mother or whatnot and finding the money. And of course, the lawyer, I forget her name. I used to know it. I don't know it anymore. But yeah, she was going to meet Ray, and I'm thinking, is this a dream? Is he tripping? Is he on shrooms? What's going on? Those are some powerful drugs. But then at the beginning of this episode, I'm like, okay, so all that was real that was going on in the hospital, because I thought it was a dream. So, but I'll get into it in just a second. I'm not ready to go into the episode yet. But of course, we ended last episode with Manny. Man down, Manny. And I guess he went out his way, sort of. I did say they needed to get rid of Manny, but dang, I didn't think they was gonna pull the trigger, man. I honestly did think they was gonna pull the trigger on Manny, man. So I'm sorry, Manny, for speaking death on you, man. You was a liability. You was getting on my nerves, but dang. After it was all said and done, I said, dang, I don't know if I wanted Manny to die after all. But anyway, so yeah, he goes out by lethal injection, I guess you can say. And I was just like, just watching this, I'm like, how I just don't see a happy ending for this. At least for Manny, anyway. I'm like, there's no way he's getting up out that jail. So he had to fight one of the biker dude. He was out at the end of this episode. So I'm like, what? He got out? Um, but I thought he killed him. I don't know. Manny gets put through hell, and I just feel bad for the guy. By the end of the episode, I think I would want to go out too that way. I'm like, dang, man, I ain't gonna make it up out of here. I might as well take myself out, right? So Manny sets that up, and we know what happens after that. And, we end episode 9. Very emotional scene when Ray does get back with the lawyer, and, he starts crying his crocodile tears and whatnot. Made me want to shed a little thug tear at the end of episode 7. Okay. So before we get into that, let's talk about Bart and his death. And this is one of my gripes of this season. I'm like, and I made a whole episode about who did it. I'm saying it was Son. I was just judging by like the jewelry and the wrist. It looked like it might have been Son, but after this episode, doesn't appear to be. I guess he was just gunned down by a random biker guy or whatever. And we didn't expound on any of this. The episode after episode 7 is just like, okay, we do a little time skip to Teresa. She's a witness or whatever, and we get the conversation between her and Ray, and we didn't talk about Bart at all. Hey, my dad is dead. We didn't talk about that at all. It felt like it was just, we gonna skip over that, or if they did talk about it, it was very little. So I'm like, we didn't get a funeral for Bart or nothing. So I felt like they just completely went over that. So that was one of my major thumbs down of the past 2 episodes right here. So I thought we was gonna get a whole who did it. We still don't know who shot Bart. We don't know. But that's pretty much your previous episode, what I think leading up to where we are now. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go into the first segment here. And of course, we got a familiar voice that has returned to haunt Ray here. And we get at the beginning of the episode, him and an old girl. And somehow, they got past security. We know why now, because we know who's behind, the voice. And of course, I figured had to be somebody within, law enforcement. And speaking of that, we're going to get to it. I just felt like that was a predictable reveal, to be honest. But we're going to get to the reveal of the voice and whatnot. It's coming very soon. So we got Ray. I really wish I could remember her name. I knew it, but I forgot it, y'all. So I guess I don't know. It depends on how you saw the last scene with Ray and Mina. Raymina, are they a thing? I'm gonna get to that. I'm not ready to talk about it yet. But it seems like maybe Ray and the lawyer are done, possibly. They could link back up, and if there's a possible season 2, I don't know. But by the end of this episode, it felt like they were kind of done. And then, last episode, he was trying to put his hand on the thigh. She was like, nah, it's a wrap. My boy free now. He free, okay? Y'all can hook it up. I don't know. We'll see, though. Okay. Man, let's go to let's go to Manny's funeral here. I guess I've already discussed what I felt about, the whole Manny thing. It was sad to see him go. At least he got a funeral. His girlfriend sung at the funeral. I thought maybe there might have been a little tension between her and Ray outside the church, but I guess, all is cool. All is cool. I thought she was going to have some type of resentment maybe for Manny dying. Because last episode we had that whole thing of, was Manny gonna snitch or tell on Ray, or put it all on Ray or whatnot. So I like that part of the storyline that was going on. But yeah, she gave him a necklace or whatever, and she told him about the money that she found or whatnot, and we kind of left off as far as that, and that was pretty much Manny's funeral right there. So now be a little bit because I'm doing a whole lot at once. So all right, very predictable voice reveal right here. Let's take a look at what was it, Bill Nick Chick or something like that. And I'm like, once they showed this guy, and I'm like, okay, all these big wigs or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And then his voice sounded familiar. I'm like, okay, this is the guy. It's him. It's either him or I was kind of thinking it was Nader at some point. It might have been him. I'm like, okay, one of these dudes is, involved here. And Nader was acting kind of suspect too, but just with the voice, and I'm like, okay, this is the first time we seeing this guy. This gotta be him. That's the first thing that I thought about when they introduced him. But I just felt like this was very predictable as far as who was on the radio. I felt like there was another miss too. They just failed to kind of surprise us with, who's behind this. By the time you got to that scene right there, you probably knew what was going on at that point. But if it wasn't him, I thought it was Nader too. Then we got, let's see, meeting of the minds, man. We finally got these two meeting, and it was, let me see. Hold on, y'all. I don't have my banner. This is why it's so hard to do this, because I'm switching back and forth between different menus and stuff right now. But we gon' I'm not editing. All right. So yeah, we get Mina and Ray, and it kind of reminds me of that scene. I think it was 6 when he was going to the hospital, and he was seeing stuff, and he saw Mina. He said, "Hey, we're not done yet," and then from there, we get them starting to work together, and there was a very emotional scene right here as well. So another thug tear moment, man. He was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it." All that stuff like that. But so they pretty much kiss and make up, and then from that point, this is where we start to get the game plan, pretty much, and how we're gonna take this, mysterious voice down that we already know who it is, right? But before that, we get, some buried secrets, right? And we find out about the $2 bill, these numbers on there, their coordinates, and they go to the graveyard site, the Amish graveyard site. So there was kind of something to Manny going to, seeing the Amish folks. So they kind of made it make sense a little bit. It just didn't feel like a random scene anymore after viewing this. So they're, the numbers correspond to a grave. They dig up the evidence, and you see the guy's picture. If that doesn't tell you it's him, there you go right there. So it was basically a evidence locker. That's what Mina called it. So and with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the final showdown right here. I gotta get that picture of Ray. Hold on, y'all. Where we at here? There we go. I don't know. I don't think y'all could probably barely see it though. But anyway, we get the last, moments here, and the biker gang shows up along with Agent Bill or whatever. I can't remember his last name, but anyway, we get him with the biker gang, and this is probably another down. I know I said like thumbs down moment, like 3 thumbs down moments so far, but overall I did enjoy the episode. It was just some things that just like, what? Okay, so they set the RV on fire. Mina, by all accounts, Mina and Ray should be out of here. You outmanned, outgunned, but somehow, some way, Ray kind of, I guess, plays a little psychological warfare with Bill, and he gets him in position, and the RV is still burning. And then that's where you see the picture right here where he's about to drive into Bill. He kills Bill. Bill's up out of here, right? And then we don't see nothing else after this. And it goes to the other agent, and they say, okay, we found 4 burned bodies or something like that. So y'all just overpowered the biker gang. And I don't know. They don't show this. That's the problem. A lot of the stuff that should be shown, they don't show. Like, the aftermath of Bart. We need to see what happened with that. We need to see who shot him. I want to know who shot him. But we didn't get that answer. But I already harped on Bart's death enough. So, okay. But yeah, miraculously, they make it out somehow. We don't see how they make it out. But then we get towards the end of the episode right here. And I guess you can say a new partnership. I guess you can say new partners. Let me get my banner right. Okay. Raymina. Okay. And if you didn't see that, I got another one. Okay. She looked like you all right with me, Ray. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to the other one. That was so funny. With them going through the drive-through, they just look dusty, dusty as hell. But before I get into that, I skipped over a little bit. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, y'all. So I forgot all about Sun. Y'all. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Naked Sun with his cheeks all out. Told him to get out the car. So I forgot Ray and Sun were supposed to meet up with mysterious voice that we already know. But of course, we find out because I'm thinking Sun is probably gonna get shot while he's butt naked. But we find out that he was in cahoots with well, I guess you say not necessarily in cahoots, but he was allowing I guess trade between the cartel and his house served as a trade spot or something like that. If I don't know, I might be confused on that part, but basically he was working with Agent Bill here, and we find out that they were partners of some sort, and he goes off in the car butt naked. When the Escalade pulls up, his mama pulls up, pick him up, and then we get his confession after the episode about his part. About the part he played in this episode. All right, y'all. So I thought I prepared for this, but I guess I didn't. I'm missing pictures. My banners are off. I'm very mad at myself right now, but we gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up, okay? So yeah, Sun, we get this whole scene with him leaving a voicemail for Ray about his part in this whole ordeal with him and Mysterious Man on the radio, right? And he's running. So we got that. Another open-ended thing going off. So if there's a season 2, will we see Sun? Right now, he's on the run. He's got to do, basically a cleanup on his part because his life is in shambles right now. So Sun makes it to the end, right? And then we get, of course, once again, I got to bring it up because I just like this photo right here. Oh, man, Dusty. Anyway, Raymina, right? And just the way it leaves us off, of course, most of that evidence was burned. So I'm not sure how they're going to, prove their case or whatever. But we did see some of that paperwork was ran. So I'm trying to figure out, how did all that stuff get over there? I'm like, wait a minute. This was like 2 different places. I don't know. I was confused. But that evidence is gone. So I don't know how they're going to prove this thing ran so deep, you know what I'm saying? So oh yeah, Nader got killed as well, y'all. So he's up out of here. He didn't make it. Anything else that I'm forgetting? But yeah, it was left open-ended. I'm not sure if we're gonna see Ray and Mina get together. I don't know, I don't know. Ray might got that that jungle fever. We don't know. But anyway, guys, that was pretty much how we left the series here. I'm gonna go ahead and maximize, and I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, guys. Y'all tell me what y'all thought of this Dope Thief episode 8 finale, possible season 2 on the way. We shall see. But did y'all like it? Do y'all see another season coming? Y'all let me know down in the comments. I'm sorry I was everywhere on this freaking review. I thought I was prepared, but I'm missing stuff, and oh my god, that's why I hate streaming right now. That's pretty much it for Dope Thief, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed these 8 episodes. Tell me what you think down below. I'm talking too long. Let me go and get up out of here. Peace out, y'all. I'm out.